Buckley Healthcare Center in Greenfield has been providing a variety of healthcare services for their patients since 1985, and they also provide their patients with brain-healthy food. So joining us to share one of their delicious recipes, the man, the legend, head chef Mike Harrison.
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure seeing you here. So, you know, the big game's coming up. We have football season starting. It started last night. So we're making some delicious food that we can eat, not only at our tailgate, but it's kind of healthy to eat all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I try to do is, you never want to be pulled away from your guests, and you never want to serve them something that, what we kind of pride ourselves on at Buckley is we don't cook and park. You cook to order. Let them have things that are fresh and made right in front of them.
And you know, too, you can taste it when you bite into something and it's not fresh. You know it.
Absolutely.
So luckily, if people are at Buckley, they're not going to have that taste ever.
No, so we're doing two dishes for you today.
Okay.
This is a spicy buffalo teriyaki, boneless chicken wing.
Now, I will say earlier you gave me a nibble, and usually my knock when people try to do teriyaki anything is that they hit it over the head with the teriyaki sauce. That's all you can taste. It's so light, crispy, and amazing.
My challenge is I serve a lot of elderly folks, and you know they can't do all the spice.
No.
So when you can cut it with something sweet, it layers the flavors, and they enjoy it. So what I did is I'm going to take flour. A lot of people, they don't season their flour when they're doing some breading. Season your flour. A little poultry seasoning, a little salt, a little cracked black pepper.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong if you just give it a little touch of something.
Yep, and then you're going to get a lot of flavor from the sauce. But this is a real good start. Dredge your chicken tenders.
Now, do you wet it first? Because I think some people do, some people don't.
Well, you can soak them in buttermilk. You can do a
healthier way, though.
I like this because
save yourself the buttermilk.
And you don't get all that. You don't get all that breading. You get just enough to give it a crunch and a flavor.
And you know what it is too? If people are at home and they go out and buy buttermilk, they'll use it for this recipe, and then they'll have a carton of buttermilk sitting in their house for 3 months until they realize that it's expired and then throw it away. Now, we always think about the food that we make here because, let's face it, it looks real good. But really, what we should be talking about is Buckley Healthcare Center. It's up in Greenfield, and you do tremendous work. You have a restaurant on site, so people and families, they come to visit the patients there, and they don't want to leave.
Yeah. Well, Season's Restaurant, for instance, Wednesday, we had a family dinner. We had 80 guests walk through the door.
Wow.
We had 2 seatings. We actually closed the doors so that the first seating doesn't get disrupted, and we can change over for the second seating.
And people are excited, and more excited than normal, to come visit their relatives and family in there because they know they're going to get a really good meal.
They come often, they stay longer.
That's important.
Yeah.
It's really important.
The other thing that I wanted to touch on is we have a phenomenal housekeeping department, and just on the floors, they're more like neighborhoods. They're not like second, third, and fourth floor. They're more like neighborhoods. We have consistent assignments, so it's the same nurses.
So you know the people.
You get to form relationships and bonds. They know their residents. The residents know them. Especially when you're leaving your home or your apartment, you want to be able to start forming relationships and friendships and start to feel comfortable because that's your house.
It's scary. I can only imagine as a senior citizen making that transition is absolutely terrifying. So if you can go somewhere where you know the people who are cleaning, you know that you're always pumping out really good food, and you know that people are going to come visit you because they can go to a really top-notch restaurant.
Absolutely.
It makes it a little bit easier.
Yep. The other thing is, one of the things that they did, we just got a brand new, what they call is a label machine. So what we do is, the housekeepers, they put all their names in their clothes when we're doing the laundry.
That's huge.
So it's printed, it's embroidered.
I need that service with half the stuff I leave here in the office.
We think of it as something little, but when you come with what you have, it's important to keep it.
And it's those little slight tweaks and things that you offer that make you separate you from the competition.
I like to think. Let's make this teriyaki buffalo
please.
sauce.
Okay. We have about 30 seconds left. Don't worry, we're going to come back later, finish it up, and eat it. But we have melted butter.
Yep, we did a stick of butter. That's a
some
hot
buffalo sauce?
Could be
like a Frank's or whatever you want.
2 secret ingredients.
Okay.
Italian dressing.
In a buffalo sauce.
Yep, gives it gives it body, gives it the vinegar, gives it garlic, a little red pepper, some oregano, and then like you said, not an overwhelming amount, but
everybody
enough,
soaks it.
enough teriyaki sauce. And then the other key is, let's cook it down for about 5 minutes. Make it nice and rich, and so it coats the spoon.
See, this is great. Whenever I make wings, I just put buffalo sauce in. All these steps I'm forgetting.
And it's stuff that you have in your cupboard.
Exactly. So, hey, football season is kicking off this weekend. Started last night. I watched the game. It was a pretty good game.
It was an awesome game.
It really was. Action-packed all the way through. And I'm sure people want to light up the grill for this weekend. So why don't we get a little weather forecast? Why don't we check in with 22 News Storm Team meteorologist. Welcome back to Mass Appeal. We're wrapping up the week with Chef Mike Harrison from the Buckley Healthcare Center in Greenfield. We're making wings, boneless wings. We're making shrimp. But what I want to talk about first, so up in Greenfield, you have the Buckley Healthcare Center. And attached to the Buckley Healthcare Center is Seasons Restaurant. And basically, the people who are in Buckley have their own private restaurant at their disposal, basically.
They basically are the board of directors, the trustees.
Yeah, they're the GM, they're the kitchen manager of this restaurant.
Absolutely. I get asked all the times, can anybody from outside come in and dine at the restaurant? I said, sure, if you adopt a resident, you can come in.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about doing, going up there saying, hey, lady, say you're with me so that I can go eat some food.
Absolutely. Go up, you interact, you play a little, maybe call some bingo numbers.
Well, you can always volunteer, too. You could probably swing in and do some great volunteer work there.
You bring up a great point. A huge part of our success is we have about 30 volunteers that go through a small informal training, but whether they're calling bingo or reading books to someone whose eyesight has went and one of their loves was reading, or maybe it was a young ladies who was a hairdresser in a former life, and they come and they help them put on their makeup and do their hair.
So you can donate all the money in the world to organizations, but there's nothing like going and really impacting the life of somebody. And that's what you do at Seasons, too. In a way, at the restaurant, you're helping to make it so family members want to come and visit their relatives more. You're giving them the opportunity to make it like home and throw a Thanksgiving dinner and throw a birthday party.
Well, we have a private dining room that's used probably 6 days a week. Everything from little coffee hours. There's a resident who every Saturday, actually, it's gotten so big that the living room is signed up for, and his family and friends come in, and there's got to be 15 to 25 of them, and they just sit there and they have coffee and Danish, and they just talk about old times.
That's cool. It's cool.
It
really is.
It is.
Now, from cool to hot, there's some spicy wings we're cooking up. Is that right?
Yeah, I kind of started them already. But this is the easiest tailgate dish you can possibly do, because you can do it on your barbecue. All you need is a flame-proof skillet. This was just little
garlic in there?
Yeah, 10% olive oil, canola oil, garlic, and then you can grab the pepper to the temperature you want.
Okay.
I like hot stuff, so I went with a habanero.
Cool.
Take out the seeds, and it's gonna
just saute it around.
And when
This is easy.
Yeah, when it's pink, now
You're done.
it's gonna take the place of cocktail sauce. It's gonna have a nice little zip to it. It's not all that mess because it's kind of finger food because you can grab it by the tails.
Yeah. Really cool. Now, for those of you who missed it in the beginning, A, what were you doing at 11? But B, you missed us making up some breaded wings, and then we just put them in a pan full of oil. Is that right?
Yeah, well, you sear them on both sides. I like to always start them in the pan just to brown them, and then finish them in the oven.
Oh, that's
This
a great
way,
idea.
It pulls away some of that oil.
Yeah, it doesn't soak it all
The
in.
cholesterol. And
But now you made this teriyaki sauce, but it's like a barbecue teriyaki. Or buffalo teriyaki.
Yeah,
my
it's a
mistake.
buffalo teriyaki. No big deal. Like I said, secret ingredient. Cut it with Italian dressing. You can go as much as you want on the hot sauce, but cut it with a little Italian dressing.
Great idea.
And then
And just a little bit of teriyaki too. Don't knock it over the head with teriyaki sauce.
and boil it down. Boil it down so you get a nice thicker consistency. So it coats the spoon.
And then we just ladle it on and then we eat it. This is perfect, not only for Buckley up in Greenfield, but this is the kickoff weekend for football.